Hello guys, I hope you're all doing well. So today's video is a bit of an unusual video. In today's videos I'm going to answer a question that people ask me all the time. Why do I work with Work Tuff Gear and why do they manufacture my knives? So to answer that question, we've got to talk about Work Tuff Gear. So Work Tuff Gear is a family-owned business. It was created in 2018 and it's based in Taiwan, in Taichung City to be more precise. So Taichung City, they're known for making knives. There's a lot of manufacturers that get their knives made in Taiwan in that city, Cold Steel being one of them. So the CEO of Work Tuff Gear is Vic Lin. So Vic Lin has studied and lived in the USA for a couple of years. I think he studied logistics and other things and then went back to Taiwan to work with his family. So his family has been involved in different types of manufacturing business for a while. They've been making camping stoves for a while, and he wanted to branch off since he had a passion for knives to create new models and new knife products. So as you can see from the Work Tuff Gear website, many different designers work with Vic Lin. Designers from Taiwan, but also designers from Canada, many designers from the US, such as the famous Zeke Minacho, Dave Pouzon, and John Efron, among many others as well. So I got acquainted with Vic Lin in 2019. I was looking for a company that would manufacture my Kodiak. So initially my Kodiaks were handmade, but my production is quite slow. So in order to get higher productions, I was looking at many different options, both in Canada and the US, but the prices were much too high. So I looked at other options. So I didn't want to go to China because of problems associated with working over there. Of course, it's a communist country, so that's a problem in itself. But also I've talked to many people that did some manufacturing in China and there's some issues. So issues with material specifications that are not respected. For example, you're making a knife supposedly in S30V, but it turns out to be another Chinese steel. That's very difficult to prove, except if you do your own analysis. Same thing with the heat treatment. I've heard stories of severely subpar heat treatment. So I looked at other options, and this is where one of my favorite knife company comes into play, Cold Steel. As you can see, many of the Cold Steel knives are made in Taiwan. So I started looking at different companies that manufacture knives in Taiwan, talked to many of them, more than a dozen, and finally settled on Work Tuff Gear, and I'll explain why. So I started to talk with Vic Lin, and straight out, I got a good feeling. The guy really knew his stuff. He knew about knives, he knew about heat treatment, designing, etc., which is definitely not to be said about all the knife companies in Taiwan or in the world in general. Another super important point is that Vic Lin is definitely obsessed with quality and wants to get the best product out there. So there's no cutting corners with him. There's no going the easy route. You know, we're taking times to work on the designs, get some prototypes ready, test them before they go out to make sure we're producing the best knives for the consumer. So one thing that was very important for me was to have good communication with the company that was going to manufacture my knives. I can definitely say that with Vic Lin, always get some top-notch communication and we can really work together to get the best products out. For example, you know, he always sends me all the data sheets from the steel that we order just to make sure that the composition analysis is on par. So when it comes to HRC testing, of course, Vic Lin always does in-house testing on multiple different places on the blade to make sure that the hardness is homogeneous. So Work Tuff Gear does most of the work in-house. They do laser cutting of the blanks, then of course the pre-heat treatment grinding, and the heat treatment is outsourced to professional heat treatment company. So this is to have the best possible results. So some knife companies do in-house heat treatment and that can be fine, but on a large scale you definitely want to have top quality equipment for your heat treatment. For example, the company that Work Tuff Gear works with use state-of-the-art vacuum furnaces for both the heat treatment and the tempering of the blades. Also, the heat treatment company uses state-of-the-art cryo chambers, so for sub-zero cryo treatment, which is essential. So I've been working with Work Tuff Gear for more than 5 years now. I can definitely say that Work Tuff Gear, Viclin, never compromise. They go for the top quality, and even if it takes more time, we really take the time to get it right. So if you have any questions about Work Tuff Gear, feel free to post them in the comment section below, and I'll do my best to answer them. All right, thanks for watching.